Rick Miller is in the studio. Welcome, Rick.
Thank you, May.
Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
You know, Rick Miller, the name may not ring a bell with people, but if you start naming some of the things that you've done, because they don't have the benefit of seeing you here on the radio, and you've got a recognizable face.
I have a kind of generic face. Do you look like that guy who I can't quite
I bet
piece
you
it.
some people may know you. You were saying that you did this ABC show Just for Laughs, and it wasn't that you did this as much as anything else, but it's the one thing that would garner you a ton of recognition.
Yeah, I hosted Just for Laughs, which basically means I did a 15-second intro that
Right.
said, "Hi, I'm Rick Miller," and 7 million people see it, which is probably more people than will ever see, any of my theater shows combined. And
Although,
yet,
yeah.
That's 15 minutes of my career, whereas Mac Homer, this other show I did with The Simpsons Do Macbeth, was 17 years of my career.
You got to tell me about this show, and but you know what? It's a huge undertaking, and you've done this show that's got so many effects, and it's visually really impactful, and it's a ton of work, I would imagine. Tell me about how you decided what to concentrate on in that 25-year span.
That's the hard part, because you go on Wikipedia and you search March of 1960, and you could do a whole show about each little piece of information. But I decided, okay, what I'm not going to do, I set myself a constraint. I want to do 25 years in 100 minutes. And that may sound stupid to set out to do, but I knew I could pull it off. And what I had to do was then choose the stories that have a through line through the whole generation, not just talk about every earthquake that was a tragedy, but actually Gandhi's assassination. Gandhi inspired Martin Luther King. That's a whole thread through the play. And the evolution of rock and roll is huge in the play. And I do 25 different songs. We got the rights to sing excerpts from the different songs. So we go from Perry Como to Janis Joplin. And that story in itself is incredibly, to me, influential as to how I was raised in the 70s and 80s. We grew up off the energy of rock and roll. If you came to see Boom in 100 minutes, you'd see 100 voices over those 25 years. And I literally try to recapture the defining moments of that generation. And I think it's a great show to see with your kids and your parents, because all of a sudden you'll start talking about new things and not the same old stories.
All right. Well, listen, you are here for Turntable Tuesday, and we were talking about music. And so vinyl, we're going to vinyl today, and I've got something here that you chose. Why did you pick U2 and they're live Under a Blood Red Sky?
I remember when it was my high school dance. I'm trying to think exactly what year it was, grade 9 or something like that. The first time I actually felt I could dance with a girl at the time. And, these awkward slow dances, where Stairway to Heaven, it starts slow and you're not sure how to dance, and then boom. Then all of a sudden, I Will Follow started playing. And it was electric. I was not cool. I didn't know U2 at the time. Cool people knew U2. I grew up with Meatloaf in the 70s, very uncool. And yet, when it came out, it was that crackling feeling you get with this is cool, this is energy, this is passion, guts, and all of that. And I became a lifelong U2 fan from that moment on.
Good. Perfect. Before we get to that, Boom, playing at the Panasonic Theater, opens Thursday night.
Opens Thursday night, runs till February 1st.
And here's your U2.
Woo-hoo!
Live from Under a Blood Red Sky.
This is
Will
Bono.
Follow. With Boom. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen.